Stock market got off to a rocky start in 2022. The S&P fell by 5.3% in January. Some thoughts on this from Ernie Burns from Burns Financial. Now, Ernie, good morning to you. The stock futures this morning, I just checked, indicate that this little rally we have had will continue. So, I mean, do you think we're going to continue to have this kind of up and down sort of pattern?
Yeah, well, first of all, good morning, everybody. Yes, we will. The volatility has been aggressive. Y'all see what happened over the last month, and that's pretty much because of interest rates rising, because of the scare of inflation. And yeah, we're going to have this for a while. We're not going to have the robust bounce, though, that we've had in the last couple of years. This is going to take a little bit more time for the market to come back up.
So there are kind of two views here. On the one hand, that we have this booming economy that added all these jobs last year. On the other hand, most people seem to be very concerned about the highest inflation in 40 years. Is the market kind of looking for a signal? It almost seems schizophrenic.
Yes, and when they start tightening the money, when the Feds start basically stop buying the T-bills and the 30-year notes also, and then start raising interest rates, the money supply tightens. But the Feds have to be careful of this because they could slow the economy. As long as the unemployment is this low, and the economy is starting to roar back, and realize that, some states are not fully opened yet. The economy has a lot more momentum to really finish strong later this year.
We showed some Russian forces there, not far from the Ukrainian border. That's really kind of the wild card, isn't it, to the market in the rest of the year, or at least the short term?
I actually talked about this in my TV show last week. Absolutely. President Putin has actually positioned himself to actually take over, and evade. However, is that really his momentum? Or does he have intentions to do something else? And he's basically posturing up for some other type of deed a desire that he wants. His question. Now, the market, though, is not going to react very positive if he does this. So if he does invade, you're going to see the market drop.
And the market, sometimes people say that, and we certainly trust your opinion. That's why we have you on so often. But the market sort of at times will build in a price for that, and it doesn't react as much as people think it might. So you don't really think the market has priced in, if you will, an invasion?
Very good point. It's priced in the rate increases. It has not priced in an invasion yet.
Interesting. All right, so maybe when you get to inflation, let's talk about that again, because I think that's something that's on a lot of people's minds. What's your outlook? What are you thinking for the rest of 2022? Is this a temporary thing, or where does it settle?
Well, it has not been transitory, as people thought, as well as the federal government thought, and as the Federal Reserve thought. It has been expanding and growing. We see it growing for the next several months and then tapering off. But by the end of the year, I really think inflation will be settling around 5%. That 2.8% that we've known for the last 20 years is not going to be, I believe, a new norm anymore. I believe around 5%. Now, here's the thing. As some inflation is not a bad thing. People are going back to work. Unemployment is extremely low. As long as the economy is growing and that inflation rate does settle down, which I think it will late this year, then we're in a booming economy again.
All right. Interesting little words of optimism. Let's hope so. Ernie Burns, thanks.
All right, thank y'all.